your girl, and I am back, finally back with another DIY. So this is just a playback of what my kitchen looked like when housing played in my face, ripped my cabinets out, and told me I had to wait about 5 months for new ones. Now in retrospect, I definitely could have waited because it took me a while to put the shelves up, but I really didn't want the cabinets. I hate housing cabinets. They are ugly. I just anyway. So, this is the process. It was painted, everything, and I finally put the floating shelves up. So I did write down the measurements for you guys. You can pause to read, take notes. The sheathing I use for underneath, the plywood I use for the top. Of course, this is me at Home Depot, getting my wood cut down to size with all of my measurements. Now, I wanted my shelves to be the same length of my sink and counter. So that's what I use for my to measure. And I knew I wanted it to come out a little bit, but not too much, which I could have scaled back a little bit on how much they came out, but it's not bad. I like it anyway. So basically, when I did this, I had to redo it because when I first attached the side panels of wood, I attached it from the sides and I needed to attach it to the plywood itself. You'll see where the screws is at and everything like that. See, this is the sheathing. I use this underneath because, as you know, plywood is super expensive, and so I didn't want to spend a ton of money on getting sheets of plywood. So to get the plywood for the top and the sheathing for the bottom was perfect. I did use pocket holes. First time I've had this pocket hole thing for a long time. I was kind of always intimidated by using it, but I wanted to use it this time to, just try, and it wasn't nearly as hard as I thought it would be. But that's what I used to make my brackets because I wanted them to be strong. I wanted it to be sturdy. I didn't want to come in the kitchen one day and all of my stuff was laid out on the floor, and I use 2x4s for my brackets, depending on the length or rather the size shelves. You can use 2x3s too if you like. I went with the 2x4 route because I just felt that they were sturdy. I used wood filler to cover the nails and everything. And this varnish, I actually wanted a lighter varnish. I had a varnish that was the same color of my kitchen chairs, but I didn't have enough, so I had this bright idea to mix what I had, which was like more of a darker tone. And it came out this way, which I wasn't happy about it at first because, like I said, I wanted something lighter, but it actually worked out well with the color on the walls and the cabinets. Now these are the screws. It's like a screw and an anchor all in one. And that's the drill bit that I use. Now, at first I tried to put the brackets and drill them directly into the wall without pre-drilling, but it was super hard because, if anyone knows, 2x4s are really, really thick. And it takes a lot to get through them. And them damn 2x4s is heavy, especially if you're doing it by yourself. Eventually, I did have to call in for reinforcement because your girl arms was noodles. They was tired. And then, being that the length of the brackets is so long, you want to make sure they're, going on the wall straight. So make sure that you have a leveler handy, which I did. But after I pre-drilled, then I put the 2x4s up, drilled into the wall, and then, did the screws. This was the most tedious part of this process. I measured, because I wanted a certain amount of space in between my shelves, which the last shelf, which was the bottom shelf, didn't work out the way that I wanted to as far as the the height that I wanted, but it is what it is. I just was after a while, I wanted it to be over. I did put that blue tape on the side because I wanted all my shelves to line up perfectly. So for me, that was my guide, and that let me know that everything was, going to be uniformed and, be right without it being, like a shelf here, shelf there. Like, I tried to make it look as professional as possible. And truth be told, that second shelf, which was the one that gave me the hardest time, I actually have to take the shelf off, not the brackets, but the shelf off, because I didn't push the shelf all the way on so that it was flush with the wall before I nailed. Because yes, that's another thing too. When I put my shelves on, I actually put some nails at the top, and so I put regular hard nails at the top, and then at the bottom I used my staple gun to put those little nails to make sure that my shelves was on good, because like I said, I am so scared. Like, I did not want my shelves to be flying off the walls at any point. So, yeah, you see my drill, I left it in there. But anyway, see, it was just like, child, I'm telling you, this process, if you can get another person, I mean, it could definitely be done with one person, but it would go, a lot smoother if you had two people to do it, because like I said, and it's only because of the heaviness of the 2x4s. The 2x4s are, can be super heavy when you're, doing as many shelves as I did, and you're holding your arms up for a certain amount of time and trying to drill and all of that. That's one of the kids I had to call in for some help, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
You was just trying to play me, though.
No, I thought
you was just trying to play me.
No, I wasn't. Listen,
yes, you was.
I thought she was going to put this on top of this. I mean, no, that's just so dumb. No, I wasn't trying to play you. I thought it would be bad.
You said I was not Bob the Builder.
Because you're not. Bob the Builder's a boy.
I have no skills. So yeah, after this kid tried to play me, told me I wasn't Bob the Builder, I resumed to, putting up all the other ones. This part was easy. It was just the brackets that was just sending me into overdrive. It took me about 2 days. No, I'm lying. About 3 days to complete this process, because first I had to build the shelves. Once you build the shelves, then you got to do the wood filler, let that dry. You got to sand after you sand. Then you have to varnish it after you varnish it. Then you have to put a clear coat of varnish to seal in the varnish that you put in, and especially because you want to wipe down your shelves and things like that. The sealant pretty much protects your shelves, from like water and things like that. So then once I did that, then, I had to, do everything else. But, yeah, this is me just, like I said, as I'm putting the nails at the bottom, and then, I use regular nails for the top. And I must say they are pretty sturdy. They have been up for a while. They, they don't wiggle, because I did all of that just to make sure that everything was, pretty much good. I mean, for the most part, I'm happy. I put the knobs on after I painted. I definitely had to paint the cabinets that was left. I plan on doing something to the countertop, but let me know what you think with the